Hello everyone and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos where I discuss the issues and events occurring impacting the 2022 Senate elections going on across America. And today we are looking at the state of Colorado and a seat currently held by the Democratic Party and Senator Michael Bennet, who is in his second full term. In 2016, Bennett's margin of victory was 5%. In 2016, Hillary Clinton's margin of victory in the state of Colorado was 4%, so Bennet ran a point ahead of Hillary in Colorado in 2016. In 2020, Joe Biden's margin of victory was 13%. So Biden increased his margin 8% over Clinton in 4 years. So obviously Colorado's moving a little bit more to the left as we get further out in time. The two nominees are, of course, on the Democratic side, the incumbent Senator Michael Bennet, who has had an eventful time in the Senate. He has always been seen more as a pragmatic senator, a deal maker, willing to work across the aisle, but also incredibly passionate about the issues he cares about. In 2020, Bennet had a run for the presidency. He only got about 1% of the vote, I believe, in Iowa, but he ran and was fighting for more, of that centrist lane of voters. Bennet, in his time in the Senate, as I said, has been seen, as a passionate about the issues he cares about, even though he's willing to make deals, and is really kind of one of the background players in the Senate that seems to always be there when major legislation gets across the finish line. The Republican nominee is Joe O'Dea. Mr. O'Dea is the CEO of a construction company and a couple of electronic companies in Denver, and owns some entertainment venues near the Denver Broncos stadium. Mr. O'Dea is trying to position himself as more of a moderate Republican in a blue state. He takes more of a liberal position on the issue of abortion and LGBTQ rights. So he's trying to position himself as a moderate. He won a two-person primary against a very MAGA candidate, and the MAGA candidate did not win. Donald Trump did not endorse Mr. O'Dea or his opponent, to the best of my knowledge, and so that did help O'Dea in the end. If you take a look at the votes in the primary, 55% of the ballots cast were for Republican candidates, and about 44% were cast for Democrats. But you need to preface this with, Democrats hold the constitutional offices and the incumbent senators, so there was less of an incentive for them to vote, in their primary. They didn't have many competitive primaries to begin with. And Republicans, on the other hand, did. Look, I know some people think this is going to be a race to watch. It could be close. Bennett will probably squeak by, 6%, maybe 4%, that area. I really don't think in the end it's going to be that close. I think most of the people that are talking about this being a close race are Republicans trying to get Democrats to avert their attention to a race that Republicans in the end aren't going to win. I think Bennett's going to win an election to a third term. And, while Mr. O'Day seems to be an exciting candidate and possibly could have won this race had the election been held back in February or, even May, I don't think that's the case now. Bennet is a popular senator, and Colorado has become a blue state. At one time, it was a red state and for a little while, it was a purple state. But now it's transitioned into a very reliably blue state. Bennet wins election to a third term in the Senate, is my prediction. And it's a hold for the Democratic Party.